Broncos rookie edge rusher Jonah Elliss is getting himself noticed out at OTAs. He has been consistently in the backfield making plays, creating pressures, creating quote-unquote sacks, although there's no live contact in these drills. He's really stepped up to the plate, and that's good news. I've talked about on this channel how the Denver Broncos have an edge rush room that consists of a lot of beta players, a lot of Robins, but they don't really have a Batman. Jonathan Cooper, Nick Benito, Baron Browning, these are all very good role pieces on the edge rush in the edge rush room, but these aren't guys who have really stepped up to this point to be that true number one pass rusher who can generate pressure on almost every single down. Guys that you really have to account for in the game plan, otherwise they can completely wreck what you're trying to do. Guys like Prime Von Miller, guys like rookie Bradley Chubb and Bradley Chubb last year for the Dolphins before he tore his ACL. Those are the kind of edge rushers that the Denver Broncos really need, and they're hoping that Jonah Elliss, who was selected in the third round, can be that type of impact player. And so far, he has stepped up to the plate. Bringing in this tweet right here from Ryan Edwards of KOA Radio. It says, Broncos edge rusher Jonah Elliss was by far my favorite player to watch during today's practice. That was yesterday. Displayed so much intelligence and not falling for fakes and using movements early in practice against tackles to set them up for pass rush wins later. Very impressive. So this is a guy that can hit you with one move on a certain down and then hit you with a counter off that move later on, basically baiting you with that first initial move. That is awesome, and that's something that I think Jonah Elliss could almost use as a calling card at the NFL level, is some of those moves like that. If he can master a move or two and then build some counters off of those moves, then Jonah Elliss will be way ahead of the curve for a rookie edge rusher. Him just being in year one and him already being this far along gives me some really good optimism heading into this season. I just hope that he's able to relish in some of the pressure of being on the field early, and he's not going to necessarily crumble. I'm confident about that also because I don't necessarily think Jonah Elliss is going to be a full-time starter right away because of the aforementioned players such as Jonathan Cooper, Baron Browning, and Nick Benito. But I do think Elliss could find his way into the rotation and make a big-time impact, maybe as a third-down pass rusher. I know that the Broncos want somebody alongside Nick Benito on third downs, so that way they can reserve Jonathan Cooper and Baron Browning for early downs when they make their most impact. So I'm curious about how they're going to utilize Jonah Elliss in terms of that respect, but the fact that he is showing up in training camp and getting pressures, making his presence known in the backfield, this is really good news for the Denver Broncos. Alright guys, let me know in the comment section below, how excited are you for Jonah Elliss' development throughout the offseason, and do you feel like he's going to find his way into the starting rotation for the Broncos this year? Drop those comments down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts as always. Be sure to leave a like on this video as well as subscribe and ring the bell so these videos appear in your notification feed. We hit 3,500 subscribers today, guys. Thank you so much to each and every one of you who subscribed. I really appreciate it. Only bigger and better things to come from here. Alright guys, and until next time, I'm your host Gage Madrid, saying peace out.